haven't gotten Summoner quite yet. I still need the damn fire weather. So it's still in-game winter. Let's chat about that real quick, because I've wanted to share this. This whole experience has taught me, it reminded me some craziness about how deep Final Fantasy XI can be in very specific and unusual ways. For those of you who don't know, I've been doing the Final Fantasy XI Summoner Quest. I achieved my Carbuncle's Ruby, and then you have to go around and get all 7 elements. And in doing that, I've kind of realized and researched and figured out how weather works in 11. And I never really understood it before, because I guess I must have just gotten lucky with fire, because fire is the huge pain. So let's start off with the foundation of how weather works and what it affects in Final Fantasy XI. Weather and day of the week, so like fire's day, fire weather, both can affect spell strength, resistances, enemy strength or weaknesses depending on who they are in some ways. So like on fire's day, if you're casting a fire spell, it'll be stronger. On water's day, if you're casting a fire spell, it might be weaker. Subtle, very small amounts, but it can be significant if you get those like crazy crits. I was thinking about that the other day, and you know, the weather effects themselves are dynamic. They're kind of random. You don't really know when they're happening. So all of a sudden it'll be rainy and you're like, oh yeah, my water spells are going crazy. Or lightning storm comes along and you're casting Thunder 3 for burst and you're like, yes. It was awesome in like the Boyana tree and Zeta and stuff when you suddenly get like a huge boost. What I didn't know before was that along with the day of the week, you continue to increment over like in-game months, which I kind of always knew was there, but I didn't think mattered. But it affects in-game what season you are. So an in-game day takes an hour, in-game week is 7 hours, an in-game year is a little over 2 weeks. I think it's like 15 days. And somebody printed out a chart of the weather patterns in Vana'diel over the course of an in-game year. And it's crazy. Like in Yoder and Yatunga Jungle, the fires days are almost all the time in-game summer. And in the winters, there's like nothing. Similar for Valkyrim Dunes. Altepa gets a little weird. You'll always get a fire's day every once in a while, or a fire weather once in a while, but like, it's just kind of random. But how crazy is that like there's an in-game season that affects almost nothing except weather effects that really also affect almost nothing. Of course, it's crucial for Summoner and the quest specifically, but you can't rely on it for like extra damage. You can't formulate strategies around it, although that's not true, because I used to avoid doing shooting fish, which involved casting Rama as Summoner and then using the 2-hour, and I would never do it on Earth's Day, because the 2-hour occasion would like be totally resisted and you'd basically die. But if you do it on Thunder's Day, it'll be like easier. But beyond that, like the day of the week thing, you can't like plan for weather. But it was still this dynamic thing that would happen on top of a system that said the in-game season, which nobody ever pays attention to or cares about, actually matters. I thought that was crazy, and I never knew it when I was younger playing this game. I wasn't really paying attention that weather would, because it's only 2 weeks. So like every other week, the weather just kind of shifts a little bit, and I thought it was always just kind of dynamic and crazy. But this affects like so much, and summoners, the fledgling players that are just earning Summoner, might be like me right now, where they're struggling to get fire weather, and they're like, they look into it, they're like, how does this work? Why can't I get this one type of weather? Does it matter if it's in-game winter or summer? But when the game had just started out, nobody had enough data to support any theories. So people might have said like, oh, I wonder if in the winter you get more ice weather, and then in the summer you get more fires weather. But like, nobody could prove it. It was just all conjecture. Until time went on and people started collecting weather data and analyzing it, like with everything else in Final Fantasy XI. But those are the little details that made Final Fantasy XI so crazy, because remember all the theories we used to have? Some were like, oh, if you faced east when you open a treasure chest, or if you faced the corresponding direction when using a specific type of element of crystal when you're crafting, you'd get bonuses to either like high quality crafting or success. Some of that may be true, some of it may not be. There were millions of theories like this. But as soon as somebody has a theory like that, like, hey, I bet in-game summer, which is kind of hard to even know about. I don't even know who you'd talk to in-game to say, like, what is today's date and is it summer? But we have calendars now, like, externally that make it really easy. Somebody said, I think there's probably more fires weather in in-game summer. And then it turned out they were right. It gives credit to all the other theories, from the simplest to the craziest, and you're like, maybe they're all true. I don't know. Somebody once said that if I have the 4-leaf clover in my inventory, 4-leaf mandragora bud, that it improves my drop rate and I essentially have treasure hunter 1. Was I positive or even remotely confident that that was true? No. Did I do it? Yes. For like 4 years. It made Final Fantasy XI have so many like mysteries that you wanted to solve, because there were some mysteries that were like true. And as soon as you had those true ones, it just makes everything seem like it might be possible. The moon phase stuff, I think that was even accurate too. Full moon, you had like better drop rates, and new moon, you just wanted to die. It's just cool. It's really cool. Anyways, this all spawned from the fact that I can't finish this frickin' summoner quest because I need Fire's Day or fire weather, and I can't get it because it's winter. It's in-game March now, I think. But point is, sorry, I just want to share all that. I've been thinking about it. It's like been blowing my mind. Meanwhile, modern games, everything feels like it's surface level. So you've got that kind of depth in games like Final Fantasy XI, and you always wonder, does it go even deeper? Thanks for watching. If you're interested in more videos like this, think about subscribing. And if you already have, don't forget to click that little bell next to the sub button to get notified when new videos go live. Hit me up in the comments with your thoughts on this video, or come hang out and chat with me on Twitch every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And definitely look me up on Twitter or Instagram and Hunt for Games to keep up with what else I've got going on. See ya.